Hello friends, welcome back. Um, in the previous sessions we have covered the different channels of insurance, how to sell insurance, and about the claims process, underwriting and fraud control. So any queries on that? Okay. So today we are going to discuss about customer service and the importance of customer service in the insurance industry. Basically, there are three main subtopics that we are going to discuss today. Number one is the importance of customer service role. Number two, difference between a query and a complaint. And number three would be the essential qualities of a good customer care executive. Well, before we start off, I have got a very interesting story to share with you, but that we'll reserve it for the class when you people attend. So, for now, let us take a very simple example from our very own health insurance industry. Say, for example, you people are all customers and you have bought health insurance from a particular agent. At the time of claims, you call up the agent and he says that he will not be able to help you as he's not the person concerned. He asks you to call the customer care of the company. You call the customer care and somehow your problem is still not resolved. So you go back to the agent, you call him again, and this time he refuses to entertain and abruptly uh, ends your call, and he was slightly rude as well. How would you feel as a customer? Sad, disappointed, a little anger, or maybe a little bit of cheated. You feel cheated, right? Why? Simple reason, because at the time of selling insurance, he was very good, nice, and courteous, and he was telling all the good things about the company and himself. And when the time came, he was rude and just abruptly ends your call. So, as an agent, what could he have done better? Uh, if you ask me, two things. Number one, he should have listened to your problem very carefully, displayed empathy towards you, and try to understand your problem. And number two, should have taken ownership. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not necessary that the agent knows everything about the insurance company inside out. However, what he should have done is, he should have, as I said earlier, he should have taken ownership, talk to the insurance company on your behalf, and convey the message to you, and try to help you. The intention is of utmost importance here. So this brings us to the important point of customer service and the definition of customer service. Well, customer service, if I have to define it in simple terms, it is basically meeting or exceeding customers' expectations, both spoken and unspoken, in a timely manner to achieve customer delight. Now let's look at a small video in which two CEOs are talking about why customer service is a moment of truth for all the companies. So, guys, can any of you explain why customer service is a moment of truth? Well, basically, if you ask me, customers do not want to be treated like just numbers or files or records. They want respect. They want to be treated fairly and justly. They want their calls to be returned. They want their services to be delivered on time. So as a agent, or as a customer care executive, you need to tell your customers how important they are, and your actions and your behavior should support what you have just said. The three levels of customer experience. If and three levels, we have three different advantages that we get if we connect with a customer. Say, for example, if you're just meeting the expectations of the customer, you can expect that a customer continues to buy more and more uh, from the brand, and he sticks to your brand, so that kind of increases brand loyalty. Number two is, if you are easy to work with, so that kind of saves time. Time is money. these days. So it kind of saves customers time, and it increases the wallet share. So for example, if a customer used to buy X amount from you, uh, if you are easy to work with, he might buy 2x or 3x from your company only. And number three, if you achieve emotional connect, if you achieve an emotional connect with the customer, this is when the customers will promote your brand to their friends, colleagues, relatives, etc. And that is the level that we all need to achieve. We all need to strive for. Right. Now, we have talked about customer service, we have talked about customer satisfaction, and so on and so forth. If what about how do we measure customer satisfaction? Is there any particular tool or objective tool that helps us to measure customer satisfaction? If you know, please let me know what if you have any kind of knowledge about this. Okay. Yes, the good news is we have a tool called NPS, which is the Net Promoter Score. It is a simple management tool to measure the amount of customer satisfaction that a company has achieved. In this, what is to be done is the customers are asked to indicate their likelihood of promoting the product or services of a company on a scale of 0 to 10. So say for example, if you receive, and depending on the rating received by the customer, the responses are grouped into three categories. Number one is the promoters, number two is the passives, and number three is the detractors. So let me illustrate this with an example. For example, if a company has received 100 responses, and out of which 10 are in the 0 to 6 category, 20 are in 7 and 8 category, and 70 are in 9 and 10 category, the promoter category, then the net promoter score would be 70% minus 10%, which is the promoters minus the detractors, which is equal to 60%, which basically interprets that 60% of people are likely to promote your products and services to others. So this is what NPS means in a nutshell. Now you must be wondering, thinking that how can one person achieve customer satisfaction, or how can one person make a difference? Well, to bring home my point, let's watch a video which is called Johnny the Bagger video, wherein a person translates or transforms a retail unit, and just goes to show that if you are dedicated and if you really think customer service is important, how you can also bring about a difference, irrespective of your designation or your role in the company. You can definitely make a positive impact. Now, moving on to the second topic of the day, which is difference between query and complaint. Now, query is any doubt or a clarification or a misunderstanding that a customer might have and he wants to clarify, or maybe he wants to update his mobile number or address, or maybe he's wanting to check the status or progress of a particular service that he had asked for in the past. Whereas a complaint is a grievance, is a protest, is a grumble. It is an error from the company's side which makes the customer unhappy. It can be that his request for a product or service is not delivered within the TAT. Okay, I use the word TAT. So the full form of TAT is turnaround time. It is basically a timeline in which a product or service needs to be delivered to the customer. In the insurance industry, most of the companies have their own grievance redressal system. Companies tend to solve the grievances as much as possible, but if a customer is unhappy, he can move to the insurance ombudsman. Well, basically, insurance ombudsman is a quasi-judicial body which has um, which deals with cases up to INR 20 lakhs and which has the power to award compensation up to the amount of 20 lakhs to the aggrieved policy holders. If the customer is still not satisfied with the resolution, he can definitely move to the consumer court. Right? Now, we'll move on to the last topic of the day, which is um, the important qualities of a customer care executive. For this, I would like you to jog your memory and take you back to the definition of customer service. Now, what is the definition of customer service? I would like to reiterate, and that is customer service is meeting or exceeding customers' expectations, both spoken and unspoken, to achieve customer delight. Right? Now, the question that comes in your mind automatically is, how do we meet the unspoken needs of the customer? Well, the answer is very simple, through probing and empathy. And an essential part, integral part, vital part of empathy is active listening. Because when you listen actively, you listen with the intent to solve the problem. That is why probing and empathy is the first and foremost quality that a customer care executive must have. Secondly, he should be confident, should always be prepared with the products and services, and should be punctual. Number three, he should be well groomed. Um, Dressing in formals is kind of builds trust in the minds of a customer. Number four, reliability. A customer care executive should deliver what he commits at all times and at all costs. Five, the last part is integrity. You should always be honest with the customer and put the customer's interest first. So these are the five main qualities that a customer care executive must have. However, during these pandemic times where COVID-19 has affected the entire globe, most of our meetings are restricted to phone calls and laptops. So sometimes we are dealing with a person that we do not see. So there are a few do's and don'ts which I have prepared for you for dealing with invisible customers. First, talking about do's, number one is you should always answer in a professional tone. Number two, never use jargons. Make the language as simple and easy to understand as possible, because you, as a company person, you might be aware of the jargon, but the customer is not. Number three, clarify the customer's concerns and issues. And this is of utmost importance, because that is why the customer has called you, or maybe you have called the customer. Fourth, start and end the call with enthusiasm. Always smile while talking to the customer, because even on a phone call, the smile is easily perceptible. Now, talking about the don'ts, the flip side, one thing that you should never do is interrupt the customer while he is talking. It, apart from being a bad manners sign or a lack of courtesy, it kind of breaks the flow, and sometimes the customer tends to get irritated when you do that. Number two, never belittle their issues, because that issue might be very small for you because you are solving it on a day-to-day basis. However, for the customer, it's an issue which is cropped up first time, and he needs immediate resolution for that. So never undermine the issues that a customer might have. Last, never ever give incorrect information. Right? You are not supposed to know all. You are not supposed to know everything. So if you do not know an answer to a particular query, apologize to the customer, ask for some time, and get back to the customer with the correct answer. So these are the don'ts that I have summarized for you. That's all for today. See you in the next class with another new module. Thank you very much.